have you seen those videos where it's like a guy and he does like the pop and lock and then he like drops his head down and his whole body goes up, but it looks like his head drops in? Have you seen these videos on TikTok before?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, and I've also seen the ones where he drops his head and lifts his shoulders, so it's like
It looks like a turtle.
It's like a mind F.
And
You're
then-
like, what just happened?
And people freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched one of those yesterday. I was doing some pop and locks during that last
Were
part.
you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Aw.
I've never, I always wanted, there's like a few certain things. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Positivity Report. I'm Josh Macuga. That's Sinead de Vries.
Hello.
It's your Thursday special with that amazing sweatshirt you have on. Just fantastic. We almost sort of match. It's a little bit of a
dusty
matching
blue is an
situation.
in color this
Is it?
year. Yeah.
Is that what they're calling it? Dusty blue?
It's a dusty blue, which is really hard for me because I wear like mostly black. But I can get on board with blue,
Okay.
you know? I can get on board with the dusty blue.
I like it. Back in my day, it was called Carolina blue, which is like sort of this, I guess.
Yeah.
I have a lot of blues. I have a lot of like dusty blues stuff. I wear mostly blues, grays, reds, greens, loud colors.
Yeah. It's just a little bit of everything, totally. I can super relate. I wear like black and white and gray.
Yeah.
And other shades of gray.
I legitimately do not own a black T-shirt.
What?
Do not own one.
I own too many black T-shirts.
Yeah.
My mom always tells me, she's like, you need to put some color in your wardrobe. Like, what are you attracting into your life? I'm always like, what?
Some of that dark energy.
I know. I like it.
I have a couple black like collared shirts, polos that I wear.
Everyone needs a black T-shirt. Everyone needs a white T-shirt. You have white T-shirts, obviously.
I
Every
do
May.
not.
What?
Like a plain white tee?
Yeah.
I do not. I have like a couple of tees that have like a little bit of a speck in it. They're like as close to white as you're gonna get, but I can't wear a
Do you
plain
know
white
how
tee.
sexy it is when a man is just wearing a white T-shirt?
Sinead, here's the thing, okay? And we get into it a little bit last night too. Is that when I wear a plain white T-shirt, you can really see the chest hair, like it comes through. I don't. It's like I'm wearing. It looks like I don't know that I have as much chest hair as I do. Somebody's like,
Do
hey
you?
man, you may not want to wear that shirt.
Like
I'm
it comes out, you mean like at the top or like you see it through? Oh, that's
So, okay, you want to hear one of the more embarrassing things? Sometimes when I wear a shirt, hairs like poke through. It's not like they're still attached to my body. They've made their way through the fabric.
Found their way. I think
It's a real
we
deal.
just got to find a really thick. Listen, I'm brown. I understand that the struggles, you know.
Sure.
I've literally had Nils say to me before, like, I can see your mustache coming in, and I'm like, I'm brown.
Leave me alone.
Listen, so I get it, but we just have to find you a better material. Every man needs a white T-shirt.
Yeah, I used to rock the plain white tees. I used to get like pit stains. This is a whole like high school was really rough for me. Puberty was brutal because I went from like this like fresh faced kid to like a bearded adult in 6 months. It was brutal.
Yeah, that actually is awful.
It was brutal.
Because I remember those kids.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, then you have people like my little brother who's been trying to grow the same mustache like 3 years, and I always am like, "How are your wispies coming in?" He's like, "Shut up."
Yeah.
So I do remember those kids. Though, like one summer they came back, and I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
It's very weird.
It was so jarring though. So I was a swimmer, so I was always like in a Speedo or whatever. And I remember like getting on the blocks, and we got in the car, and I was like, "So you're getting leg hair?" I was like, "F you." Thanks for noticing. This is your fault, by the way. Your Italian genes have led into this whole hairy situation.
Yeah. Shame.
I mean, literally, I went from nothing, and then one day I had like chest hair.
That's tough, honestly, as a kid. I can't imagine.
Brutal. Anyway, this is the Positivity Report. This is the Good People Association, the GPA.fun. We're here every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Today on the show, cool.
I was like, am I losing my mind?
Yep, nope. Plan just
God?
God. We're here every single day, 9 p.m. GPA.fun, you can join the Bucket Club. We're going to do all kinds of fun drink ups. We got a mock-up of the graphic of the Futility game board. We're very, very excited about it. Last night here on the show, if you guys are missing GPA Live, the Good People Live, every Wednesday night, that's when we eat some of the stuff that's in the hot crock pot. We made chicken tacos last night. St. Patrick's Day, we should have made corned beef and like potatoes, but we didn't think that too far ahead, and then before you know, we'd already bought the ingredients.
Chicken tacos are dope.
They were bomb. They were really good.
So I mean, like corned beef, that would have been bomb.
Oh, I
too.
know.
I love corned beef.
The Hawaiian hunk got Hawaiian-style tortillas. Have you had these? Like Hawaiian rolls, but in
Like
tortilla form.
Hawaiian rolls?
They're like sweet Hawaiian tortillas. I've
Yes.
never seen them before.
I've never seen them before.
They're with all the other tortillas.
I'm like,
Hello?
why don't what?
Yes.
I know the person who's like the heir to the Hawaiian roll conglomerate. I don't
What?
know what the right word is.
Like
Like
talk more about this.
her grandfather started it. And it's just like a family business, but
Okay.
it's like so dope. There's like a whole, like I read it all into it after I met her or whatever, but she's also like a foodie type person. Obviously she's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't even understand what Hawaiian rolls were to me. Like, I felt like before people in the continental United
Sure.
States were eating Hawaiian rolls,
It was
my
all of
sister and
Hawaii.
I were like shoveling them into our faces. And then one day everyone was like, oh yeah, we love Hawaiian rolls. And Kelly and I were like, we loved Hawaiian rolls for like 4 years. Where have you been? That and like passion fruit butter on an Hawaiian roll.
I like, oh man, that's passion fruit butter? Is that a thing?
Yes,
How have I never
isn't it?
heard of this?
It's like, I think it's like lili koi. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, lili koi is
Lili
passion
koi,
fruit.
passion fruit. It's like passion fruit butter. It just says lili koi on it, but it's in a little jar, and
Okay.
it's like the most incredible butter. You don't eat cheese, do you?
Mm-mm.
Do you eat
No,
cheese?
no, I love cheese. Wait,
You
what are you
love
talking
cheese?
about?
I
Sorry,
don't
I'm
know.
trying to find the question of the day, and I blacked out for a
I
second.
thought that you gave up cheese.
No. My brother's lactose intolerant, but I crush cheese.
Well, like if you put the lili koi with like goat cheese on crackers,
Oh, damn.
I could just eat that.
That
and be
blueberry goat
happy.
cheese at Trader Joe's, you know, the one that comes in like that little log?
Yes.
Ooh, that stuff is good. We have special guests today. Evelyn Ubo and her daughter Naeche Vincent. Evelyn Ubo, you may have seen a video going around about a month ago where she had taken the California bar 12 times and she finally passed. And her whole family, she's a mother of 5. She promised her dad before he died that she would pass the bar exam. And she finally did. And it's an amazing story. I put the video description from our friends at USA Today and Humankind. I put the video in the description below. They're going to be here in about 10 minutes. I'm really looking forward to talking to them. We're going to talk to them for a little bit. I mean, it's just good news. I cried when I watched the video. But then again, yesterday, my daughter looked at me for the first time. Like, I think she really looked at me for the first time, sobbing. I mean, there was tears on her cheeks. She looked at, and Amanda came in and she's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, she looked at me. She looked at me.
Yeah.
And I think last night, she does this thing now, the last couple nights. I think we might be, Amanda thinks we're overfeeding her because apparently, and Amanda keeps making this joke. I said, like, if you stick anything in a newborn's mouth, they'll just suck on it.
Right.
Right. So I just put the bottle in there and she just goes to town. She's thrown up a couple times, spits up. And so we're like trying to scale back a little bit. Right. So I put the bottle in there and then she just kind of falls asleep. Right. So I take it out and I think she laughed last night. Like, I think there was like a something like that. She had a little smile on her face, and she kind of just went like,
Your daughter would laugh like that.
I know, right?
That's
Oh,
awesome.
man. Oh, holy cow. Super chat in here coming from Zube Ibir. Guess what's coming this Friday? Tomorrow.
Formula One,
Yeah.
season 3.
Boom.
I
Hamilton,
already
Charles
celebrated
Leclerc.
it. I literally was sitting on the floor and I was like, Nils told me, I was like, it's about to be litty. And then he goes, or, we could just go out on a real date or something. And I go, I think we have a date with Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, we do.
And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, I know. I just say his name that one time just to make the joke work. But yeah, no, I saw it. I'm so excited.
Oh, man, I'm pumped. And the Fulcrum in the Winter Solstice
Yeah.
is this weekend, too.
The fulcrum and the winter
That was a joke I
solstice.
made on Twitter yesterday.
I was
If I
like-
was a physics teacher, I would make the lesson called Fulcrum in the Winter Solstice.
My dad's company is called Fulcrum, so that
Oh.
it always throws me.
Yeah,
Fulcrum
totally.
and the winter solstice. I like,
You like
that.
that?
I'm excited for that as well. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good Friday.
I think a good Ben & Jerry's flavor might be Falcone and the Winter's... I got an S word. I need an S
Ooh,
word.
yeah, we can come up with something.
We got
now.
something there.
That's that should be a thing. You should make that a thing.
Would I make up Ben &
Yeah,
Jerry's
Ben
flavors?
and Jerry's. If they come out with marble ice cream, now you know that they got it from you.
Falcon and winter s'morger.
Oh, that's not
What's
bad.
a smorger?
S'more.
Like s'mores?
Oh, I was like smorger.
Soldier. S'more.
I was like, I'm sorry. What the hell is a smorger?
Wait, can we just back up to?
Yeah, wait, hold on. Before I don't want to cut to your camera yet. Okay, so last night, Sinead, you weren't here, but last night for St. Baldrick's, a huge shave event tomorrow. For a lot of people that work with St. Baldrick's, stbaldricks.org. We've been supporting them since the beginning of the Good People Association, but last night was a big drive for us. And I was trying to pressure Ken into shaving his head. But we said if we raised over $2,000 that Prince of the Islands, the Hawaiian hunk, his new nickname, the Alohawk, as
I like
as
that.
brought in by Michael Kautzer in the chat.
I love that.
The Aloha. So we got to 2,000. I said I'd take off my shirt for the show if somebody threw in 200. Did it. So I shaved his mohawk with no shirt on. Okay, and
I was literally eye to nips
the whole time. Yeah,
I saw the density of
the chest hair.
What is
it's a forest.
Macuga's chest.
Yep.
The depth.
I was waiting for like an Ent to come out from Lord of the Rings. Like it was so.
A lot of these trees were my friends. Like that's that's
great. I was eyed to nips the whole time.
So we did it, and this is not my first mohawk. I've shaved many a mohawk. My nephew's heads.
It looks really good, Josh.
Yeah.
Really,
Thank
truly.
you. Thank
it
you.
looks good.
And I love it. I think he looks incredible. But apparently, and let's cut to the camera. Go ahead, Ikaika. The Aloha. Look at that. I mean, look at him.
What does your dad think? Has he seen it?
Is K.O. Shively in the chat?
He watches, right?
No, he said he liked it.
Oh, good.
He's in a mosh
came
pit.
at the end, but like if you look, it's a little
skew. I did notice it. I wasn't gonna say anything.
It's not that bad.
I want it perfect. If I'm gonna have it,
What do you want me to re-up you?
I mean, you don't have the clippers with you.
No, I don't. I took them home.
Maybe
you just
tomorrow.
gotta get the side right there in the back, and then ever so slightly on this front corner.
Yeah. I need to get like a little ruler and.
Or you just have to like.
I think it's just the hair.
Well, your hair goes that way, so then you just need to use even like scissors to retrain it, because you want a mohawk should go straight back, you know.
And then I faded it in a little.
Oh,
bit more.
nice on the
Yeah,
beard.
that
That's
looks
good.
But
I
told them I look like Zangief now from
Zangief from Street Fighter, right?
Yeah.
So today on Twitch, he's going to be streaming Street Fighter Zangief as Zangief.
Oh, tight.
Yeah. But Ikaika Shively, who tomorrow will be battling his girlfriend, Heather, Fields of Heather.
In Street Fighter?
No, in Joshberry.
I was like, that's my dream tournament.
What, fighting Nils?
What? No, just fighting anybody.
You're welcome to come on and stream and fight anybody in Street Fighter.
I'm really good at it, but
Are you?
usually when I'm drunk.
Okay. Well, we have alcohol here.
Yeah, like it's one of our favorite things is to seek out Street Fighter arcade machines, and then it's always a funny thing because.
I think I've gotten carpal tunnel from just like just mashing buttons and moving the joystick.
I mean, we have it. We have it obviously for the PlayStation. PlayStation, yeah, we have it for the PlayStation. But I've been playing it on the not the Genesis, the Sega.
Sega Saturn, Sega
It's like
Dreamcast.
it is like a Genesis, but it's like the mini version we just got for Harrison.
Okay.
You can get it's like $40.
And it has like all the old games on it.
Preloaded.
It's like the old Nintendo one they did.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's like trash garbage, but it's so fun because you're sitting there playing like Tetris and like the worst versions of Street Fighter, but
the first ones, like
and
the originals.
all the games are so hard.
Yeah.
You're just like, how did any human being play these?
When you look back at some of those Nintendo games we've been playing on here, they're literally impossible.
There's some of the ones I was like, oh, okay, it's been 3 seconds and it's game over.
Well, you got to imagine that they made those video games so that people wouldn't just like finish it and be like, well, I'm going to move on to another console. They're like, this game's impossible. I can't beat it.
100%. And on top of how glitchy the Segas
Oh.
are, it's just like,
Absolutely.
But it's so fun. Like playing a Sega, you're just like, I remember when everyone was excited for this and then no one was excited for this 5 seconds later. Yeah, it's been really fun.
I'll tell you what. Next time you're here, I'll have it ready and we can play a match.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to get my.
Who's your characters?
I see you as like a Dulcime kind of guy.
Well, I like playing with Ryu usually.
Ryu, good.
Just
I
like
was
the
always a
main
Guile
one.
guy.
And that's only because, and I just cycle through them, but that's just the one I started with because
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I trust this one. This is the one I've seen. So when I first started playing my brother, he's like, oh, you can be Ryu? You think you're cool? And I was like, what? But he says, my brother says I cheat because I just hit all the buttons.
That's what I do. I'm just a button smasher.
I was like, I don't. It's skill. I swear.
K.O. Shively chiming in the chat. Awesome. Boom. I will say, wait, hold on. This was a funny one. Kyle Harlow said, staring at Macuga's chest hair is like staring at a 3D poster from the 90s. Yeah, it's a schooner. You can look in there. You can find patterns. You can get in there, Sinead.
You should have shaved your chest hair. Can you imagine?
I mean, listen. I'll shave anything for charity. I don't care.
With how thick it is, you could really get creative.
Yeah, I'd shaved a logo, a Penn State logo in my chest hair for a football game in college. But speaking of college, the Kaika Shively comes home. His amazing girlfriend Heather, competing tomorrow in Joshberry. He comes home. She's asleep because she works the night shift, and she comes out. You can describe it from here.
She comes out and she like stares at me and doesn't say anything, and then she like backs up like back into the room like, like because she was groggy, and then she was like shaking her head, no, and I was like, it was for charity. And she was like, I was like, was either that or the beer? She was like, I guess.
Yeah.
And then she like sat down, turned on the light, and just looked at me like, she's like, it's so jarring. And then she's like, I don't like it. Like, I feel like you're in a fraternity now.
That's funny. Just wait until like Falcon comes out this Friday.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And here's the other thing too. She also said it's like you're in a fraternity over there, which kind of true, but a really nice one.
Yeah.
That
Have you
does
met
good
Josh
things for
Macuga?
people.
I couldn't even imagine if Josh, if he were single, had no kids, like how much more in trouble I
Dude,
would be.
Oh yeah.
If he was single, had no kids, we would have to like he'd be the one we'd be checking on every Monday morning. Like, has anyone checked on Josh today?
Is
it's
he
like
okay?
9:30. We're like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, those old Monday mornings were brutal because, I was like bartending, doing all kind. I was just like a man amongst town. But Sunday night was karaoke at Barney's, and that always escalated quickly. Like one time, I got so hammered during the day, like during football on Sunday, that I slept in the office upstairs at Barney's, woke up, and then went and partied during karaoke.
Oh my gosh, I hate getting day drunk, dude. I don't think I could ever do that.
It's
after
tough
COVID.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like not the same.
Well, the other thing I've noticed too, I'm only like, a little over 3 weeks into parenting, is that doesn't matter. I can want to get day drunk or hang out drunk, but Rosie doesn't care. She's going to wake up. She's going to cry. She's going to want her bottle. The nights are going to be less sleep. The next day is going to be absolutely horrendous. And so now I've got this awesome responsibility. She's a little sweetheart. But that has, it changes your whole world. And that's okay with me. Listen, I'm 39 years old. I don't need to go on Barney's karaoke on a Sunday night. When I was 29, 28, sure, it was great.
You probably didn't need to be going to Barney's karaoke when you were 29.
Come on, Sinead. It's one of the greatest nights ever, especially
Unless it was for fried pickles. That's it.
Oh, those
it's the
fried
only reason
pickles
you
are
really
great.
go to Barney's.
Well,
I've never been a Barney's person. I know you guys all loved it. It used to be right across from Collider, so it makes sense. But
No, not that Barney's. The Barney's in West Hollywood.
I've
the
been
original.
to that. I've been to that one too. I've just never been. That one's way better than the one in Burbank.
Yeah,
I will
totally.
say that. The
Yeah,
one in
yeah.
Burbank is not good.
It's okay. It's
No.
okay.
Yeah, and then they opened a Steak and Shake there, so then it's like, who's going to Barney's?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, nobody goes to Barney's for the food. They know this.
No.
I would like sometimes get wings or the fried pickles and then wake up in the middle of the night with the worst heartburn in the world. But that's just showing my age again. You know what I mean? Yeah, so but last night we raised over $2,000 for St. Baldrick's because Ikaika Shively, the Hawaiian hunk, shaved the mohawk into his head. And I got to be honest with you. As somebody who had a mohawk, you have enough hair. Like back in the day when I had enough hair for it, the mohawk looks sick, man. Just rock it hard. Go into places and be like, I'd like to talk to the manager and see, like we should shoot maybe some funny videos with you just walking around and getting some looks.
Like
from people.
how the mohawk just has changed you.
Yes.
It just gave you a new personality.
Put on an angry face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could teach you that for sure.
Yeah, she could do it. Yeah, so we got Evelyn Ubo coming on, as well as her daughter, Naeche Vincent. Evelyn Ubo passed the California bar after her 12th try. Never stop, never give up, do what you got to do. If you set a goal, the woman raised 5 children, and we're going to talk to her today. Sinead, I don't know if I've told you to watch this show yet. Have I told you to watch Teenage Bounty Hunters?
Yes.
Have you watched it yet?
No.
Okay, I restarted it last night in the middle of the night.
God, really?
Yeah, because
You
I'm
really love-
I'm
you told me
feeding.
about this show like a while back.
You need to watch this
Pretty
show.
sure we talked about it on this show.
I
last
know,
week.
and I'm telling you, you need to watch it because I've been like watching through. I finished the Alan V. Farrow documentary, which disturbed me to the core, and I needed a show. Now the F1 is coming out, and Fulcrum and the Winter Solstice coming in. Like we've got some shows to watch this weekend, which is sick.
Yeah, I'm working through docu-series right now.
You are? Which ones?
Yeah, like we're going through all the sports ones. So one of our favorite things ever was The Last Dance.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Well, you're a Bulls fan.
What?
You're a Bulls fan.
I mean, I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm from Chicago, so I've always had a
Really?
special spot. Yeah, but I've been in. Remember, I'm from South Africa.
Okay.
So like, 11 years in Chicago. I'm going on 11 years or 10 years in California.
Okay.
So it's like the same,
Sure.
Like Blackhawks will never change.
No.
Basketball I was never that into
Okay.
until later on.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so The Last Dance changed us. Like we
an
thought we
amazing
were
doc.
10 times cooler after watching that.
Yeah.
We were talking in basketball lingo. It was really embarrassing. So now we're just
We should
going
play that game
through-
where they throw the quarters and see how,
Yeah, yeah.
with this guy going like,
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you do?
So
Awesome.
now we've just been going through them. So we watched Undefeated the other day, which we've never seen. Have you seen it?
No.
It's basically like Friday Night Lights meets Last Chance U. Have you watched Last Chance U
Of
basketball?
course I have.
The
No,
new
I haven't
one?
watched it yet.
Oh my God.
Is it so good?
It is so good.
All right, that's on the short
It's
list.
like
Okay,
it's
okay.
so incredibly done. You
Awesome.
have to watch it. Nils and I watched it within like 2 or 3 days. We just watched it every night.
Yeah.
And it would be like 3 a.m. He's like, we have to stop. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. It is so good.
Those series they do are like heartbreaking and they're perfect.
This
you want to
one's
hug all of
so-
them. You want to help them.
Yeah, this one I can't even explain it to you. But yeah, they said that they're gonna stop football for now,
Yeah.
and now Last Chance U basketball is a thing. But it's just the story of this one. It's East Los Angeles College.
Oh, whoa. So it's here.
Yeah, it's right here,
Oh,
right around
wow.
the corner. It's so good. You'll love it.
They probably, and that's, Andrew Freed. Did you ever meet Andrew Freed?
I don't know.
Andrew Freed was one of Christian Harlow's best friends. He was on Schmoes. He and I have become really good friends. He produces that show. He's one of the executive
Really?
producers
It's
on
so
it.
good.
He did a thing for the Masters that just played on ESPN 2 nights ago from this Masters that was in November because they'd never done one in November before because of COVID, and it's amazing. I mean, like those docuseries are. I'm addicted to. I mean, just give me any of them.
I know.
Yeah.
It's honestly like gotten me more into sports too, which is crazy.
See, that's
it's
awesome.
like all it took was some docuseries.
So is Harrison into sports now, or does he like sports? Do you guys watch that?
He likes sports. He likes football.
Okay.
He likes Russell Wilson MVP. Which I'm pretty sure he thinks that's his name. Yeah, he never says Russell Wilson.
Okay.
It's always MVP on the end.
Heather, Ikaika Shively's girlfriend, is in chat right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I would like for her to like really give us her honest opinions of the Mohawk.
Yeah.
Are Evelyn and Naeche here?
I'll bring them in and mute them, and I'll set up the cameras
Okay.
while you
Okay,
do
awesome.
this last thing.
So I want to know what she honestly thinks of it because
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting an abridged version of what Heather thinks of the Mohawk. Now, if Nils came home, Nils kind of has like that British hipster Mohawkish hair a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like shaved on the
I've
side.
been doing his hair, obviously, for the past, like, year now.
Yeah.
So there were some times where I would just be like, I
To
feel
freestyle?
creative today. And he'd be like, what did you do? But yeah, I like it really, really short on
Yeah.
the sides.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was kind of doing until I was just like, I can give it up. I got there was nothing left. It
You
was
get
just
bored after a while in
Totally.
quarantine, you know?
seriously.
I'm like, today we'll have a faux hawk. Next week you might have a mohawk. Who knows? But yeah, you can't show her while she's half asleep because that's also a little bit rude, you know?
Agreed. Because I used to, back in the swimming days, back in high school, you'd dye your hair, and I'd come home, Mom, like, oh God, not this again. And for a
Yeah.
week, I'd dye it like a new color every day.
Yeah, they did that. in
Then
high school.
mohawk it, and then shave it all down, which is how I knew that I had an okay looking head. But then, as I got older, okay, we're ready to go. Okay, welcoming to the show. I got to give a special shout out to Alyssa Marino over at USA Today and Humankind for introducing me. I saw this video and then we started talking about it, and then she said, we're doing a story. I'd love to introduce you to them so you can get them on the show. And I emailed them right before I had Rosie, and I said, I want to bring you on when I'm back on the show. And so Evelyn Ubo and her daughter Naeche Vincent are here. An amazing story. Ladies, welcome to the show. Thank you so
Yay.
much for being here.
Hi, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So obviously this video went viral, and it's one of those immediate. I'm a crier. I cry all the time. That was an immediate cry for me. Like I was, and all of your family freaking out on FaceTime. It was just a magical moment. So for you, Evelyn, a quick, you've taken this bar exam 12 times. You passed it. What was the emotion? I mean, like you're doing a dance. You got to imagine it's like winning a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, it's more than winning the Super Bowl. It was unbelievable. So I mean, I was like, wow. I still can't explain it. It's like it's the best moment I've ever had in my life. Just like not passing and not passing and not passing. You don't know what to expect.
Right.
And with COVID and taking the exam through COVID, wearing masks, that was like the worst. And that's
Yeah.
the one I passed. So it was like, wow.
Wow.
I almost didn't take it, but I'm like, okay, I kept going.
See,
So with all the cancellation and everything else around it, I almost like, well, let me just cancel it. And something says, no, just take it, keep going. And sure enough, I did. And that was it. That was the one that did it. So,
there hasn't been a ton to celebrate over like the last year for a lot of people. And I got to imagine that like the bright light you brought into everybody's day. And Naeche, for you, you were on the FaceTime. You weren't in the room with
Yeah.
everybody. So for you who's seen your mom take this test, and as somebody who's never taken the bar exam, I've only heard that it's the world's most impossible test. So,
Oh yeah.
right? So for you, you get this FaceTime and you're just like, I know everything was just kind of going pandemonium, right?
Yeah, I was about to go to sleep because I'm in New York, actually. I had just moved to New York a few weeks prior.
Okay.
And my little brother's like, Mom's results come out today. And like he sent that earlier in the day. And I was like, okay, well, it's like 10 p.m. I'm trying to go to sleep earlier nowadays because I'm a working woman and stuff. I just graduated college and I'm in the workforce.
Oh,
So I'm
nice.
kind of responsible.
Congratulations.
So I was going to sleep and I was literally in bed, like about to turn my light off. And then I get a family FaceTime, like in the family group chat. It's like,
Oh, yeah, I love those.
I'm like, we never do that. Like, what's going on? And when I answer, like, everybody's screaming and like, I'm like, what's happening? And they're like, she passed. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, it was like the greatest moment before bed.
That is
That's
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah. So now, Evelyn, you have 5 kids. Four. I'm sorry.
4. That's okay. It's almost like 5.
4 beautiful kids. I've seen pictures of the whole family. You were doing this because you told your dad that you were going to pass the bar. But there had to be some part of you that was like, this is for me now. Like, I am doing this. I'm going to beat this, right?
No, it was for me actually, but I had promised my dad that I would do it, and for the fact that I made that promise and he's deceased, there's no going back on the promise, So
Yeah.
I know he was watching me, or he's still watching me. I feel like he's watching me. My kids know my dad through me. They never met my dad, but that's all they know. Is like, we wish we met this guy.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much living my life every day, even though he's deceased, because he's my role model. I mean,
Sure.
I admire my dad so bad. And my mom is here. She helps out. She does everything. She raised the children, but so she motivates me. But so she sees me struggle. But I know my dad doesn't see me physically, but I feel like in spirit he's here. So when I finished, everybody was here. So I'm like, hey, Dad, look, it's finally done. So I had to like kiss him and say, yay.
I love that kissing of the picture part. That
Yeah.
one got me too.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because again, I've never taken the bar exam. What do you think was the part that was tripping you up each time? Because they don't give you, they don't tell you what you missed, right? It's just pass fail.
No, it's like one time, sometimes when I first started taking it, I was doing good in my essay. Essay was like excellent. So I'm like, okay, so I had to concentrate on the multiple choice. And then I went and bought like a little program and I did excellent in multiple choice. And then my essay was suffering. So it's like, I never knew. So it was never like, this is what the problem is. So I couldn't tell. So each time, something is higher and something is up, and I don't know.
Yeah.
The bar exam is a different animal. That's
Yeah.
what I keep telling people. You have to be there to understand it. It's really, really different from your college classes.
That's so wild. Like, what
Yeah.
advice would you give to other people who are trying to do what you've just done? Because obviously there's no way to you can't be like, well, pay attention to this part or get ready for this part of the test, obviously, right? So now
No, because you have 15 subjects. You could study 15 subjects and then 4 or 5 might come out and you, maybe the one you studied this time or you study all of them. So maybe, I just don't even know what, I just tell people, just keep taking it. Don't give up.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. Sometimes maybe, sorry for the people that are grading the exam. Maybe they were in a bad day. They were having a bad day and they looked at your writing and they didn't like it and they didn't even read it. So you can't tell. I started off writing and then I had to learn to type and I started typing because I thought it was my writing because I have carpal tunnel. So I figured they couldn't read the writing. So because I was doing good in the essay initially. Then as time went on, I was doing bad in essay. But not all of them. Some of them I'll get good grades. Some of them I'll get like 50. What? So I'm thinking it's the writing. So I started to type. Much didn't change, but I stayed typing. I learned to type, and that's how I did it with the essay. But I can't tell you. I mean, I don't know. My advice: don't give up. Just keep taking it until your time. I just attributed my time. I figured that's what God wanted for me because, like I said, my children, my baby was 2 when I went back to school, and she's getting her acceptance letters to go to college, and that's the last baby. So being a mom is my priority, I figured God just wanted me to raise all the kids and make sure that everybody gets into college. Then I could do me,
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love that.
so that's what I'm thinking. That happened for me. So
Yeah.
everybody's faith is different. So that's my faith.
I
Listen,
love that. You gonna cry?
Yeah, well, yeah. I've cried too many times during this story, Evelyn. I'll be honest with you. I have a brand new little daughter, and I can't imagine going to law school, being a mother of 4, full-time mom. You're like super mom. I feel like you could.
And full-time work.
And
Don't
full-time
forget that
work.
part.
Yeah.
Full-time work. I wasn't a stay-home mom. I was working full-time. So it's like having 3 jobs, having, not part-time job, full-time job,
And
as a working mom and full-time mom.
And I'm sure Naeche really didn't make it any easier. She seems like a real troublemaker. I can tell right there.
That's what my mom would say.
That's funny.
So what's next? Are we looking at, or what kind of law do you want to pursue? Who do I contact about putting you on retainer as our lawyer here? Because we're going to get in some trouble here. I'm
open. I'm looking. I'm trying to find the niche. I mean, it's like I'm bombarded with all kinds of stuff. I'm writing a book.
Ooh.
So we're trying to finish up. Yeah, we're writing the book. So
I love it.
I'm trying to finish up certain things, especially the book, and get it out and concentrate on. I'm looking for the legal work, but
Man.
I haven't seen an open door yet. So as soon as I see something, criminal would be great.
Okay.
Criminal would be great, but
Sinead loves a good
with
truth.
law, once you pass, you have an open door policy.
Yeah.
I don't know where God wants me to go, but I'm just my door is open, so I'm looking.
Naeche, where do you think your mom would do the best? What kind of law do you think she would be amazing?
Literally anything. Like my mom's biggest thing is helping people and being motivational. If it has to be like criminal defense and like getting people out of tough situations and like arguing their cases, I feel like she would be stellar at that. If it's like something else, like any topic you can think of, like just knowing my mom and knowing how hard she works, if you give her any type of like topic, any task, like she'll do it. So I feel like she'd do well anywhere.
Oh, that's great.
Now here's the flip side, Evelyn. I got to tell you, now all your kids are going to try and get in trouble so they can get free law.
Oh no, no, they know better. My oldest actually has passed the bar. She passed the bar in 2019.
Wow.
She passed it the year before me. Yes, so they know. And Naeche is heading to law too. They know not to get in trouble. No way.
No way.
I didn't work all this time to have them get in trouble. They know better than that.
That's so
No,
funny.
they're not gonna get in trouble. No.
Now I'm like, if I ever do anything, I'm like, I'll fail my moral character. I can't be a lawyer.
Aw. Wow.
Man,
they know. Getting in trouble is not an option in my household. No.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't an option in my household yet. I still seem to find some trouble sometimes, Evelyn. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I'm lucky. My kids, they're all grounded. They're well grounded, all 4 of them.
That's
It's a blessing.
With a mom like you, they better be.
I had no choice.
You had no choice, right, Naeche?
I'm blessed because they listen. We have a good communication. They tell me everything, even at this old age. My oldest is at home. We communicate. Communication is the best key. I'm strict, but I'm not strict. I have open door policy with my children, so they tell me everything and anything. So before they tell anybody else, so they know. I understand. I mean, we're human. If you make a mistake, you fix it.
Yeah.
But we try not to make mistakes. We're human. It's bound to happen.
So you have a daughter that passed the bar. Naeche is going into law. Is that what I'm getting? You passed the bar.
Yeah.
What are the arguments like at your house? Who wins these? What?
Nobody argues. Only Naeche argues with me sometimes. But I give up because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go there with her.
Oh man,
That's so funny.
you guys, you're both just beautiful rays of sunshine, and we can't thank you enough for coming onto the show, really and truly. And I have your emails, so I just want to keep in touch, and I would love to keep updated on what you all do. And if you're ever in Los Angeles, I don't know where in California you are, Evelyn.
I'm in Riverside. I'm in Moreno Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm in Moreno Valley. I'm not too far.
Funny. You guys were just talking about Last Chance U and Deshaun Heiler on that show. I went to high school with him.
Oh,
No
So,
way.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys want his contact, I got him too.
Yeah, would
Yes,
love that.
yes. Amazing.
We'd love to just stay in touch and keep us updated on everything. And again, if we need legal help, I
Heck
know
yeah.
I know what family to call. I know what family to call.
No problem. I mean, yeah, we're trying. We're trying. America is a a lot of opportunity. If you focus, you'll be somewhere positive.
You're
That's
amazing.
what yeah. So I appreciate that.
You're amazing. What you did is amazing, and I'm sure. And I listen. I know that your dad is very proud, and the fact that you keep his memory alive, and that you have that amazing. If you want to get up and do your dance, I'm fine with that.
My dad is the one that foils me. I mean, it's like just understanding. Like I left home promising I'm coming to go to law school, and for me not to have achieved it is like he's still waiting for me to finish. So I have to like finish that journey so that he's not disappointed.
You did it.
I love it.
You did it.
Yes.
You're amazing people.
Yeah.
Thanks for being an inspiration. Thanks for being on the show, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you for having us.
You got
Appreciate
it.
it.
Great one.
Thank you.
Naeche and Evelyn.
They're great.
Right?
I love them.
They're amazing people.
Yeah, I love seeing I love seeing parents and their kids, it's so normal. You can tell that they genuinely really do have a really great relationship, especially like as kids get older. But it's just really sweet.
What do you think? What do you think? Like, because I think about it all the time now. Is like, what is your hope that Harrison? Obviously, you're his mom, so he's going to be in love with you forever. But there's going to be a point where, he's going to be older and you're going to embarrass him and stuff like that. What is like, I don't know, a fear, or what is your hope that your relationship is like?
I mean, it's the same fears I have for my little brother. My little brother is a decade younger than me, and sometimes I question if he feels very disconnected from, like, my sister and I. My sister and I telling each other something is a lot different than my little brother being like, hey, something happened or whatever, or this came up. And so it's the same fears I have. It's just that they would get scared and not say anything.
Right.
Because it's like the worst. My parents are great, honestly. Like,
I do love your mom and dad. They're fantastic.
They're great. And even like in high school, my dad was like, I mean, I'll be pissed, but if you're in a situation where you need to be picked up, I'll be more pissed if you don't call me. So he really like instilled in me that it would be a way worse punishment for me to get picked up by police than to get picked up by him. And it really worked. Like, it really actually was like, oh, okay, like I called my dad in a lot of situations. He had to pick me up from a Taco Bell parking lot one time. It was not good.
I've been picked up from a Taco Bell parking lot before.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not a good night for me. But you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I think it showed him too that I could recognize a bad situation because I called him to get myself out of it. And it didn't happen very often, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's my biggest fear is that my kids, I won't be able to communicate that the way my parents communicated to me. Because I was scared of my parents, obviously.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I have
I
like
mean,
foreign parents, like it's difficult, and I got told so many times, like, we gave up so much to come move to this country and blah, blah, blah. And it's true. Like, that's 100% true. But, yeah, they deserve everything in the world.
Well, I think you're a great person. I think you're a great daughter. And I think that, like, growing pains is the point of life at points, right? And you can't just lock things away, and you can't, like, tell people they can't do anything, right? Because then that rebellious phase does. Like, it's a real thing.
No, my parents were never like that. They would have, like, my dad would like share a beer with me, and it was like things like that made me feel not like a child, because things are a lot different in South Africa too, and the drinking age is younger. As
it should be everywhere.
Yeah, and so, once I got to like 18, 19, it was like my dad was very normal and always, I was always very close with my dad. My mom and I didn't get closer until I got older.
I think that's very common with daughters. Like, I really hope that Rosie and Amanda stay close, but I know, like, the teen years are really tough on mother-daughters.
Really yeah, my mom and I had many a falling out.
Yeah, it's, moms are always fighting, but then they come, and now Amanda
now she's
and her
like my
sisters.
best friend.
Exactly, yes. It comes full circle. I know Amanda's not looking forward to that. She just loves the fact that the little snuggle monster is just this little, like...
Yeah, making all of her cute little baby faces.
Yeah.
Like
that one.
Those ones.
Yeah. And she does this thing where she goes like...
and she's laughing now.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got an update in chat.
Yeah.
Sinead. Heather. Fields of Heather.
Yes.
What were we calling? What was the new nickname we were thinking?
Schneider cut.
Oh, the Schneider cut, because her last name is Schneider.
Oh, that's funny.
The Schneider cut, Fields of Heather. Okay, so honest opinion, he's handsome no matter what, but the hair definitely makes him look like the dude from Street Fighter. It's taking me a minute to get used to it, but I kind of want to dye it pink.
Oh yeah, I have a visceral reaction to that.
Also, awesome positivity report. Good job, Jess. Thank you, Heather. So we're saying in chat, confirmed the mohawk will be pink by Josh Purdy tomorrow.
What?
I was like, that's a lot to make someone commit to. If you are gonna dye it, just don't go for like the food coloring hair dye. You know, don't go ridiculous
Manic
and
Panic?
don't go cheap. And
Yeah.
I love Manic Panic, but I don't think Manic Panic is the right move here. Don't get me wrong, I love Manic Panic, but there's a specific occasion for Manic Panic. I think if you really want to rock a good mohawk, and then maybe once it like grows out a little bit, you can decide if you want to keep it or you want to do like more of a faux hawk. I would go for like a darker pink and something. You got to put money into it, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna dye your hair a color, don't buy a
gotta go.
$6 box at a store.
If I would dye my hair, it would be like
Blonde.
No, it would be like like a darker purple or like a
Like a lavender,
teal
like
or
a
something.
yeah, and honestly, there are a lot. Like Manic Panic does have a great teal too. So, but just go darker then. Don't go like food coloring.
Wouldn't I have to like bleach my hair first and then do it because it's so dark?
It depends. It depends on what dye you use. But yeah, you might have to lift it.
I'm probably not gonna. I'm just gonna keep it like this.
I also don't suggest bleaching.
You
Your hair.
I bleached my hair like when I was like 11, and I look like a surfer dude. It was weird.
Did we put up my picture of? You've seen me with blonde hair, right? I posted on Instagram before.
I think I've seen it.
You seen it? Because I look like Eminem kind of. Let me see if I can pull this up. This is great online. This is great in the moment hosting right here. Because it like pops out from the pictures. You know what I mean? You see it and it's there. But I'm the first. My hair is so dark, or it was so dark when I was a kid, especially in the wintertime in Pittsburgh, where the sun doesn't come out starting in November and then doesn't reappear again until April. Is your hair gets so dark. In the summertime, it gets lighter, obviously from the sun.
Yeah.
But in the wintertime, I mean, it gets dark. So bleaching it that blonde, I look like the Hamburglar
That's
I had
so funny.
a dark black beard and blonde hair.
Yeah.
And
I think I have seen those pictures.
Yeah. And I had sideburns for a while too.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Also, Heather, the best part of her comment was she said he's
handsome
always
no what.
handsome, no matter what.
Yeah.
What are
Heather
you-
has said, I've had pink and purple, and I've loved every moment of it. Amanda dyed her hair pink. I love color in women's hair. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it too.
Like a little
I think when it
accent.
comes to guys, it's for especially like a mohawk and a faux hawk,
Mm-hmm.
in order to really differentiate yourself between, because obviously you have a young face, between a young person
He does have
and
a young
a
face.
frat bro, right? Because you
Oh.
don't want to look like a frat bro.
No.
No one wants to look like a frat bro unless you're a frat bro.
No.
No
Are you
offense.
taking a shot
No
at me?
offense. I wasn't. But I realized maybe it sounded like I was, which is
Taking
why
a
I started
shot, huh?
saying no offense simultaneously. I was like, nobody wants to look like a frat bro. Sorry.
So, I mean, like, here's the thing: is I don't think I ever really looked like a frat bro. I may have acted like one, but I never like. I mean, maybe sometimes I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I think you did.
I'm just happy you said I have a young face because I'm gonna be 30 this year. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 30 next year.
Well, wait a second. All right, let's go. What would you consider looking like a frat bro here now? Because I'm.
I think having a bleach blonde or a hot pink faux hawk or mohawk for one,
Yeah, that makes
a-
sense. Frosted
a polo.
tips.
with the Lacoste polo,
Okay, I
maybe
did
some
have a Lacoste
mandals.
polo. You
Yeah,
know I
I've
like sandals
definitely
and
seen
jeans.
you in mandals, and I definitely told you that needed to
Yeah.
stop.
We've quit that. We
Yeah.
were over it last night too. Yeah. The 90s on the East
patterned
Coast or
shorts.
the 2000s, like late 90s, most of the 2000s on the East Coast, jeans and flip flops are like the thing. Everybody wears them all summer long
Yes,
because
I
we're
know.
so cold all winter that we need to let our feet fly.
I get it. I'm lived in the burbs for a long time. I understand. I just don't agree with mandals.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I've outgrown the Mandel situation, but I did rock it first. Okay, so there's a lot of things you're describing.
I've seen your toes a bajillion times. I know
They
you
are
rock
hairy.
the mandal.
You gotta go slippers, not mandals.
Snow slippers. I
Yes.
can't do slippers because my feet sweat. You got to wear socks with shoes. That's a thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I mean, you could get a nice pair of like loafers that you can still wear with.
Yeah, I
with
have some
socks.
Sperry's.
Or just
Some
no,
Uggs?
no Sperry's frat bro.
Yeah, that's pretty frat, bro.
Yes.
What about like those Italian loafers?
Where
Like,
are you boating? Is what I want to know.
I do
If
not
you-
like
if
boats
you were
that
wearing
much.
boat shoes, And one, you are landlocked, or you never go on a boat. Those two things, then you shouldn't have
It's
Square
for
Days.
when his yacht rock band finally goes
Thank
on tour.
you. That's why. It's like, listen, I do like yacht rock enough to wear a good boat shoe.
That's also frat bro. Very
Yeah.
frat bro of you.
Son of a-
I'm
You know
just
what?
kidding.
You know what? When she's right, she's right. Sinead de Vries coming
Just
in
wear
hot.
sneakers. You can never go wrong with sneakers.
I got sneaks.
Yeah. You got
They're
sneaks for
multiplying.
days.
Okay. So first and foremost, Sinead, would you like to, if I can reach out and get him on here, would you like me to try and bring Andrew Fried in on a Thursday so you can talk about Last Chance U with him?
I would love to.
Okay.
Maybe just, I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to share, but maybe just, I've always tried to figure out where the inspiration came from. When I watched Undefeated, I was like, oh, I feel like there is a lot of inspiration. Like Last Chance U took Friday Night Lights and an Undefeated and made it just so much more relatable, you know, because I think that Friday Night Lights and then Undefeated came out. When did Last Chance U start, though?
Last Chance U started in like 2016.
Okay, so I think Undefeated is like 2011.
Okay.
So Undefeated was, to me, I feel like very different for its time. And after watching it, I read so many reviews that were like, this is going to make you cry, this is going to change you. And don't get me wrong, it hits you. But I can't really explain to you the way The Last Chance U hits me. And I think it's because they've adapted with the times too.
Sure.
And as social media becomes a thing, like people really have to recognize that you really have to go there. And it's like way more effective when you're vulnerable. And Last Chance U they're so
They do.
vulnerable on that show.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And it's wild, but I just love to see like where the inspiration came from, where maybe they pulled from multiple things,
Yeah.
or maybe it was never supposed to be. It's supposed to be something completely different, and where it's going.
I really want to get some of the high schools. Like you talk about East Los Angeles High School, right?
It's East
Last
Los
Chance U.
Angeles College.
College. I would like to do like some of the like I know we've seen Friday Night Lights, but there's a high school in Pittsburgh called Aliquippa that produces football legend after football legend. I think from a tiny high school in a steel town outside of Pittsburgh, they have like 5 NFL Hall of Famers from the high
Undefeated
school.
is about a high school football team,
Okay.
and the guy is a volunteer coach.
Wow.
And it's in Tennessee,
Okay.
and it is one of the roughest neighborhoods I've ever seen.
Okay.
On
Is it like Memphis or?
It's in Memphis, yeah, but it's like how the other half live.
Yeah.
You know, the coach is like he has a lumber company, but
Okay.
he dedicates and donates his time to volunteer coach.
See, that's amazing. We need
and they're
more
high
people
school
like that.
kids, which is just like, they're children. But yeah, you should watch it. You guys, it's only, I think it's like an hour. And
It's on
45.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I will do that. All these docuseries, anything that shows you a different kind of life than you have, I think is very, very important, because we can get stuck in our like, this is my life. It's the most important thing. And when you see something like that, especially in Last Chance U, like things that you've seen is, we were given opportunities. Our parents stressed education. The schools we went to stressed education. And a lot of times, a lot of these schools is they just look past the education because they're good athletes, and then they're toast when they get to a point where they're probably not going to make the NFL.
Yeah.
They may
Yeah.
not go to a D1 school. They've gone to D1 school and got kicked out because of their grades. You see how much of a struggle it is because nobody in their life ever stressed the importance of the education on them.
Right. And you're right, because they do make a lot of excuses.
Totally.
But when you're 17 years old and
Nobody's forcing you.
6'8",
And awesome. And
Yeah.
you're the best one in your high school. Of course
and
you think you're going to be.
Yeah, you're a sophomore or a junior.
Yeah.
Like, duh.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's not actually helping. 'Cause
No.
those kids have to then be adults one day,
Right. And then
and that's really sad.
then they get handed like $10 million. What do you think somebody that has never, what are they going to do? They think it's going to last forever.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's brutal. All right, let's get into some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Before we get out of the show. Have you watched any of Katie Couric's Jeopardies?
No, I haven't.
God, she's good. Man.
You love her.
I love her. I want to get her on the show so bad. I'm putting together my dream list of guests and reaching out to as many people as I can. Katie Couric and Stanley Tucci are at the top.
Oh, I love.
Did you
Stanley
start
Tucci.
watching the Stanley Tucci Searching for Italy? on
No, I
CNN?
haven't. I've loved Stanley Tucci for so long too. It's
You're
just,
talking to fat Stanley Tucci over here. Okay.
You guys do kind of. I could kind of see something
See?
there.
Well, we got the Roman nose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I love Stanley Tucci. Like
This show is unbelievable. Okay.
I know
First
I've
of all,
heard so many good things. I
what
always
you need
see
to
it.
do-
I've watched the trailer like 47 times.
watch the show, get triple bean pizza, or like one of the Italian places in Highland Park where you are. I know a couple of them. There's some really
Well,
good
I
ones.
need not triple beam. I need something else. I've had triple beam. It's fine. No offense.
Have you had
As if they're watching.
Have you
But
had Desano yet?
no, I need like really. Obviously, I'm from Chicago. Pizza's good, and I'm not going to be able to get Chicago pizza in
Yeah,
LA.
yeah,
It's just
no.
it's impossible.
Yep.
Everyone says they're doing it. They're not.
Okay.
So I need really good pizza.
Do you want big slice style?
I
or do you want
want
the
Italian
Neapolitan? Okay.
style.
So there's two places. We just found one. Okay. It's called Lamaro. It's on 3rd. It's like Fairfax and 3rd. We just got it last week. It's unbelievable.
Everything's on Fairfax and
Yeah.
3rd in LA.
I know, right?
So
It's
it's
on Fairfax
on
and 3rd.
3rd and like Fairfax.
Pretty sure that's in Santa Monica. But, yeah. And then the other one's called Desano, and it's
Okay.
on like Normandy and Santa Monica. So
Okay.
East Hollywood,
Yep,
basically.
yep.
Both are unbelievable. You can get them DoorDash, you can get them whatever. But if you're over on this side of town, like do a pickup or something, and they're fantastic. Now, if you want a slice style, if you want like the slice New York style pizza, like the big slice, there's a place called Pizza Wagon of Brooklyn on Ventura in Sherman Oaks. That's very, very good as well.
I do like a good New York.
I will send you all the
slice, too.
links. GPACharity, what do you got?
Every time you guys are talking about, oh, it's on 3rd and Fairfax and blah blah, I'm like, where is that? I've been here for 4 months, and I'm like, oh, I know where Sherman Oaks is.
Yeah.
'Cause I live there.
It's funny.
So 3rd and Fairfax on the other side of the hill.
Yeah.
This is the Sherman Oaks, obviously, on this side of the hill.
Once you
We're going-
realize every street in Hollywood just keeps going, then it gets a lot easier. Like Santa Monica, he's
just
right.
goes.
It just goes from the beach all the way to the east side.
It's like 101. I can take it all the way
Yeah.
up to.
Yeah. Actually, the highway systems in California are incredible.
Incredible. Make it easy.
You know, as proven by COVID, which is like how I could get from my house in Highland Park to Culver City. The fastest it took me one time was 22 minutes.
Bam.
And I was like, it was like the rapture or something. Also, I just found out that
What do you got?
that Billie Eilish lives, I'm not going to say exactly where she lives, obviously, but she lives within walking distance of me.
What?
She still lives with her mom and her dad in Highland Park.
That's
And we
amazing.
are ridiculously close to each other.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm just going to look
Would you be
this
within
up.
an eyelash of each other?
Don't be a bad guy and go stalk her.
Oh, yeah.
I would never
Woo!
stalk her because I can't imagine what that must be like in our neighborhood too. But it's very like normal neighborhood, a lot of young people, a lot of families as well. Very family oriented, but I cannot imagine what that must be like. But I was very shocked.
I just found out she wears a wig, like the green hair is not her.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if
ugh.
you were gonna have to dye your hair that often.
I
though.
know.
It's true.
It
But
makes
I
sense.
definitely did not realize. I definitely did not know she was always wearing.
And
a
now
wig.
she has blonde, or was that a wig too?
She was wearing. I think she had green hair at the Grammys.
Just go full Moira Rose. Have all the wigs hanging in your house and just wear whatever
I'm
wig
sure
you want
she
all the
does.
time. Yeah.
And when you have that much money too, like you probably look
Buy the
so
good wigs.
I would, if I had like a wig collection, I would just never do my hair.
Why would you?
Yeah, I'd be like, today, it just that's the idea.
do whatever
of
you
it.
want. Do
Hair
that
takes
again.
So long.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, that sounds amazing. Listen, I could just put a wig on. I could put on a new
Yeah, you
like
could get a
wig.
lace front for sure. Can you imagine?
I love Moira.
I just show up with a wig and you're like,
Was it you and I that were talking about mullets? And I was like, stop it.
yeah.
I saw a TikTok about how mullets have fully come back.
Oh, no.
And they're like, the kids are wearing them.
Oh, no.
There's like 7 guys wearing mullets.
Uh-oh.
Like
That's a
this,
tough one.
like this straight up, they look like they're from the 80s and their names are like Rusty or Dusty, you know?
What is up with Rusties and Dusties?
I don't know. It's that 80s thing.
It really is. Like parents are like,
Like every white kid in the 80s.
okay, you know what?
Rusty.
Rusty and his brother Dusty. Wait, okay. That's like the parental thing. Amanda and I had so many conversations, I'm sure you did, about what you were going to name your kid, right?
Yeah.
And like, what about Rusty? And they're like, you mean what happens to cars when they stay out in the weather too long? I'm like, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Or Dusty. You mean will we try to get off our floor? Oh, man.
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
the
This is
thing.
tough.
Nils wanted to name Harrison Zoltar or Zoltan. It still
Is that a
makes,
family name?
no, it's the guy in the box.
From Big.
Yes.
Yeah,
I thought
Zoltar.
it's Zoltar.
Yeah.
The Zoltar machine.
Zoltar or Zoltan. His compromise was like, all right, fine, Zoltan. That's why I said Zoltar was his main one.
Did he want him
Or
to be a villain in like
Zoltan.
Tron? I mean, what's going on?
He really
What's
likes the
what's
name.
short? Zolty?
And I was like, at some point,
Tartar?
I was like, I don't know if you're joking anymore. And then I just got really angry, you know? But yeah, no, we settled on Harrison after Harrison Ford. And that was like way better because I was like, see, we both like Harrison Ford. He's part of the 2
Boom.
franchises that we
Yeah.
love the most. So like, let's just do that.
I also like the name like Ford.
Ford's great.
Ford's like a cool
I think
kid.
my sister's the person that's like, I'm like, oh, I like that. And she's like, yeah, me too. But for a girl. Like, she'll do the opposite. And I'm always like, you know? I'm like, oh, I kind of like that. She's like, yeah, but only on a boy. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Kelly always throwing a wrench into
What
the
was
system.
the other option besides Zoltar? Was it like Zool or something?
It was Zoltar, Zoltan, right? That was the backup. And then it was, I wanted a really Irish name because then I just started throwing ridiculous names out after
Like
Zoltan.
modern?
It was,
Liam.
I was like all of the ridiculous Irish names. And then I was like, oh, it doesn't have to be that crazy. And I was like, Declan. And he was like, so everyone can call our kid Deck. And it's just going to sound like people are just saying dick all the time at our kid.
In the show Brotherhood on Showtime back in the day, the one Ethan Embry played a guy named Declan, and they
I
called
like
him
the name
Deco.
Declan.
They called him Deco.
Yeah, but I didn't like, I was like, Deck? Ooh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
That kid's going to get arrested. Anyone? Deck. It's like a Dusty.
Mike Rod comes in the chat. Good old Zoltz.
Yeah, Zoltz. Zoltz
Lightning
is cute.
Zoltz.
Zoltz
Lightning
is cute
Zoltz.
for like a dog. And that's
dog.
what I told Nose. I was
Yeah.
like, for a dog.
You want to hear a crazy story? Is so a family friend, the daughter and her daughter wanted to name their first daughter Capri, and the mom hated the name, so she bought a dog and named it Capri to like spite her daughter.
That's horrible.
That is insane, right?
That's horrible.
What if she became mother and she had a boy? It'd be Capri Sun.
That's good.
Come on, Ikaika! That mohawk has made you 30 times smarter.
Yeah, you've had
Let's
some.
go.
You've had some good ones today.
Really
You've
good.
had some, but there are some weird celebrity ones. You should look up some of those, like Dweezil. You know,
Dweezil, yep.
And like what's the other one? It's like Pack Rat or something. Yeah, I don't even know, man.
Yeah, Jason Lee's kid's name is Inspector.
Yes.
And then what?
No,
Doesn't
the
Nicolas
Dweezil,
Cage?
the Dweezil family is a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's it's what's his name? Zappa.
Yeah.
Dweezil
yeah.
Zappa.
But there's
Frank
like
Zappa.
Moon Unit.
Moon Unit.
Unit.
It's
That's
in-
worse than
It's
Dweezil.
an absolute unit.
I think Slash's son's name is Cash, I think.
Cash is cool. I'll give you Cash.
Cash is like becoming a
Yeah.
lot more less like douchey,
I mean-
costumey character name, and I actually kind of like it now.
You can't be like some kid whose dad like runs a tire shop in Oklahoma and name your kid Cash, right? You have to be like the son of a rock star to name your
Yeah,
kid
like
Cash.
I think isn't Jessica Alba's son's name Cash?
No, she dated that guy Cash, or her husband's name is Cash.
Oh, is that
something
what it
like
is?
that?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Her husband?
No, she named her son Coconut Water, and the other one Zebo. That's how they got the sponsorship.
You're such a freaking liar. Why did I even almost believe that? After Dweezil and Moon Unit, you know that was just like, haha. Like,
Gotcha.
let's see what we could do here.
Ben and I, the April Fool's joke. Unfortunately, we got like pregnant like after April and before April Fool's. But the idea was like we were gonna sign the birth certificate and make a first birth certificate, and we were gonna come up with like an absurd name for my child.
Yeah.
Right, and see what my parents would do, because my mom, they had opinions until like we came. Obviously, Rosie's a family name, so it was an easy one, right? But like I was coming up with some awesome ones at the beach when we were on family vacation this summer. Mom's like, "Quit being an idiot!" Like she's been behind her book, like not listening, and I'm just like, "What about Sandal?" And I was like, "Are you? Shut up!"
Yeah.
Because they know that I'm like a kind of a monster and silliness when I would do something
Nils
like
and
that.
I weren't together when Harrison was born,
Yeah.
and he came to the hospital to sign the birth certificate. That just sounds funny in my head. Came to the hospital, I was like, "What up?" And he
So-
like walked in. He was like, "How's that?" I'm like, "Fine. What are you doing here?" And he's like, I came to sign the birth certificate." And I was like, "All right." And we just like sat there in silence as he was signing, and then I was like, "So I guess I will let you know how this turns out. Bye." And he goes, "All right." And he goes, "How mad would you be if I put Zoltan as his middle name?" Signed it and left. We both started laughing so hard. I was like, "Yeah, can I see that?" Because I realized Harrison doesn't have a middle name because after the first name debacle.
So it's just Harrison.
Yeah, and it was like, also Harrison, he has two last names because, again, Nils and I weren't together.
Yeah.
We weren't planning on being
Sure.
very mature human beings and getting
now
back
you
together.
are. Yeah,
Well,
that's
now
great.
we've been together for years. But Harrison de Vries Davy, I was like, that's just a lot, you know?
No, but it sounds like that rolls off the tongue, because I have friends that whose middle name or their mom's maiden name, something like
Yeah.
that. You know, like
Yeah.
which
But
I
it is,
like.
it is a lot. So if Nils and I do get married, then I'll keep my name so Harrison and I can have the first.
See,
Yeah, because Harrison does recognize that my last name is different than Daddy's last name.
right?
And his last name is the best last name because he has both.
Right.
Which I was like, ooh, I like that.
That's
thinking.
really good. So is it DeFries hyphen?
Yeah, it's
Davy?
DeVries Davy. But it's a lot because my last name's also 2 words.
Yeah, but also it really rolls off the tongue really well, because if his last name was like de Vries Bo Jambo,
Yeah.
it'd be tough. But if it's
High
like,
def video device, HDVD.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
HDVD.
Boom. All right. Speaking of dad jokes here, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So yesterday the word I was given was cabbage because St. Patrick's Day. And if you want to throw me a word in the chat that would help for the dad joke for tomorrow, cabbage. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
What do you tell Italian cabbage to understand? What do you tell Italian cabbage to understand?
You can tell he wrote this
Come
one. To understand?
You better understand, huh? Garbage. Get it like cabbage? Garbage.
That's not good.
Come on.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that was
not
pretty
Josh.
bad.
That's
I
really
was.
bad.
I couldn't. I like cabbage is tough.
Cabbage is hard.
Yeah, cabbage is a tough
That
one.
was hard. I do love cabbage though. You should make that in your crock
We
pot.
talked about it. Yes, we tried it. And Josh's stomach does not do well with cabbage. I
Farty?
can't.
Did you get farty?
Oh, like you wouldn't
How
believe.
about everybody gets a little farty?
But like,
Except for me.
I don't get farty.
Can I
No
tell
freaking way.
that shark one?
Yeah, tell the shark one.
How can you tell a shark victim has dandruff?
A shark victim has dandruff?
Like a shark attack victim.
Oh my god. I have no idea.
His head and shoulders are on the beach.
Oh, that is dark.
Thank you, Mohawk. Aloha goes dark. I was like, he's like, you like my shark joke? I was like, it's a little
That
tough.
is really dark.
It's dark. It's a dark one, and it came with a video too.
What?
Yeah, it was like on TikTok. And
It was
he's
just
like,
a
"What do you
shark
think?"
biting a
It's
fish.
shark biting a fish. It wasn't biting like a
That's
human.
funny, dude.
All right, here's your word of the day.
Okay.
Redivivis.
Oh my god. What are you doing?
Redivivus. Redivivis or redivivis. I will give you both.
We should do a spelling word of the day. I should be able to spell it for you. Because vocabulary has never been my thing, but I'm an excellent speller.
Okay. That's what I was told yesterday by Grace Hancock as well.
That she's an excellent
Speller.
speller.
Yeah, and I'm also a very good speller.
I think it's a thing.
Okay. Redivivis or redivivis.
R-E-D or R-I-D?
Redivivus. Redivivis or redivivis.
I can't even think of what that prefix
Redivivus.
would mean.
Kaika, you got anything?
Going
you
off the theme of today, is it determine even if you like several failed attempts?
Sort of.
persevering?
I was looking for come back to life reborn.
I was going to say like being ready because it's just, but then I was like R-E-D though.
Yeah.
It's so, prefixes are so weird to me, you know, because like being ready, the prefix is usually like prepared or you know PERPREs or like whatever. It's like there's a bunch of ones that like kind of mean the same thing. When you throw in something like RED, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Well, I think
I
like
kept thinking of Ready
divivis
Whip.
would
That's
be
the only thing I could think
dead, and then redivivis they would be reborn. But I don't know. I totally made that up.
You're teaching me a lot.
Yeah. Okay, here's your question of the day. The Positivity Report wants to know if Taylor Swift wrote a breakup song about you, what would she call it? There's some really good ones in here.
That's good.
But my favorite one comes from Ben Blacklock, which is a tough one. If you're really going fast, you've got to be really careful with that last name. Oh, what could have been. Ben Blacklock, get it? Oh, what could have been.
Oh, that's like your cabbage joke.
Cabbage. Come on.
Ben!
You're an Italian cabbage, okay? Cabbage.
Hey, I just got out of doing this after watching Goodfellas.
Oh.
Goodfellas. I was
He's a
doing
good
this
guy.
like all week.
You know what I always do from Goodfellas? This one. On the house, okay? They're on the house.
That's actually really good. I'm pretty sure he does that in like every movie.
I know.
He's in.
Same as Casino. It just
Yeah, but it's the eyes. Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
It's my only impression I can do.
And when he like blinks
Yeah.
too, he's like, yeah, that's good. That's a very Fockers look right there too. Very judgy, you know?
Greg? Okay. Greg? Bet you would Panama Red.
That's good. I'm
Hey.
impressed.
If Taylor Swift dated me, it would be The Life That Was, because Kaola, my middle name, means the life.
Oh, that's good.
God, that's dark too. Jesus, take it easy over
Okay,
there.
pretty
Aloha.
eyes. There you go.
Boom. Nailed it. Okay. Best eyes in high school. Andy Kaika's high school.
Really?
Best eyes. Boom.
Aw, that's sweet.
All right. Let's do some videos that make me smile and then get out of here. What do you got? Video 1. All right, look. This little girl's feeding this turtle. I think we need more turtle content on here.
I have a turtle.
Do you?
Yes.
Have
we've
we-
been over this. Britney Spears.
Can you bring Britney Spears in? Or does she not travel?
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I want Rosie to be like this sweet with little animals too. Like, look. All right, let's go to the next one. This is so adorable. Turtles are really, look at every time this dad or mom opens the door, this is how the
Oh
kid
my
looks. Look at this.
gosh.
Look at him. Come on. Look how happy this kid is.
That is so cute.
Can you imagine if every time you open the door, that's the face looking
Every time
back
I
at
open
you?
the door, Harrison fake sleeps, which I enjoy a lot. 'Cause,
That's
you know,
like
it'll be
me
like
in high school.
sometimes I'll just stand there just to see.
I mean, look at that little kid.
That's so cute. She's so excited to get out.
I mean, let's go.
she's
Let's
ready for
go
her
about
adventure.
our day.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
All right, let's do another one. All right, watch. Okay, you didn't know you needed this, but he's the flower girl, but he's like the flower dude, and he's
the
got
fanny?
a fanny pack just throwing flowers out at a
Oh,
wedding.
that's dope.
Isn't that kind of sick?
Yeah, I like it. Also, like those petals are like.
And he's just playing Billy Squire. We're gonna get this video flagged for that Billy Squire, but kind of worth it for to go down
That's
the aisle.
awesome. I think you get 30 seconds, right? I think
Oh, yeah,
that's the
rip it.
rule.
All right, let's do one more. We got one more, right? Didn't you say you had 4? Okay. Sloth and water.
Oh my gosh, sloths really creep me out.
They are creepy animals. That's kind of adorable.
Sloths are cute. They just I can't understand them, and I think that's why I'm so freaked out by them.
Right? Like I feel like sloths, and they're pretty adorable. I know people like either have obsessions with them or just kind of are your ways. As sloths are almost like the animals in the animal kingdom, where evolution was kind of like, what?
Yeah, like they didn't adapt.
No.
And I think that's why it makes me.
So they're
Weirded out.
slow and they have claws.
Well, also they're blind. they're deaf.
Yeah, they have syphilis or something, don't they?
I don't know.
Or that's
What?
koalas.
That's a very
koala.
random one.
No, it's from John Oliver. It's from Last Week Tonight. I think like all koalas
wait.
have syphilis or
Wait,
something.
I think
right?
I do remember that.
right?
No, yeah, sloths are like blind and deaf, so that makes me feel like it's not.
Yeah.
You know, at some point they weren't blind and deaf, and they have not they've never been able to adapt.
Yeah.
So then I'm just like, should be.
And I've heard they're kind of nasty sometimes. Like if you're not careful, they can really
I
be
think I've
nasty.
heard they're really sweet, but I'm like, I don't know if that thing's really smiling at you. I think that's just his face, because he's trying to
his
figure
face.
out where the hell he is and who's touching him. You know, I don't know. It's just.
But it's more like,
Yeah, it takes like 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. They really freak me out. I do like weird animals. Though. I love weird animals.
I love a good weird animal too. All right, this is the Positivity Report. That's Sinead de Vries. She's the best. The freestyle. Tell the people where they can find you.
I'm online at Sinead de Vries.
She's crushing it. She's here as many Thursdays as we can get her. She's
Yeah.
always here. I want a special thanks again to Evelyn Ubo and her daughter Naeche Vincent for coming in. Congratulations, Evelyn. I really do want to keep in contact, and I'd love to have you in studio. You just seem like just an unbelievable breath of fresh air. So much fun. Like we could throw legal questions at her.
Oh, that's great.
Right? Isn't that a pretty fun idea?
I love this like beginning stages of a show, and you're like meeting all these people.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea though.
Okay, thanks. Sinead de Vries, she really makes you feel good on a Thursday. This afternoon, Ken is back with Internet for Old People. It's becoming my favorite show because he just brings up old internet stuff for old
That's
people. It's
amazing.
really fun. And tomorrow, Positive Report, Mark Ellis will be here as well as Chloe Condon. And then Josh Brady tomorrow night, the battle of the Akaika Shively versus Heather. The Hawaiian Hunk versus Fields of Heather. Hunk v. Heather. We'll see you then. Until then, remember, it's a lot easier to love than hate. Find the good. We'll see you tomorrow.